It's time for another tale from the glass-guarded world, with Brian as Paxton the human cleric and fighter, Chris as Aster Fortuna the half-elf rogue and bard, Ashley as Tara Dane the human fighter, and me, Mike, as the DM. Having revived Tara, the party does some business with Righty the gnome, and then resumes exploring the underground research facility. They have to wrap up their investigation of the Abjuration level before they can move on to the next floor down. Conjuration.
That marked down on my notes too, and I didn't know if I wrote that down wrong or what.
I'm not keeping track of your inventory.
Yeah.
So
wait, we might
have just gone through all of that.
Oh my gosh!
Literally with a scroll. Just saying.
Well, now we've got two more.
But we also apparently have 2 potions of invisibility, a scroll of invisibility, actually 2 of those. Mm-hmm. And we have something from Mun called Elixir of Health Remove Conditions. I'm not sure if that's a condition, but we have quite a lot of things.
Wait a minute. Who has all these spells?
So Paxton holds up his hand and he's like, hold on. We got a lot of stuff. And I've been volunteering to carry them, but I'm not necessarily I don't necessarily know what's all in this bag. A lot of this stuff is Finn's, and I just never really went through it because I don't know.
Okay, so we're gonna start taking some better inventory. Because also, can I say, I love that we had a really like long drawn out thing with Righty, whereas with Pinocchio, we're just like, here are some scrolls, just eat them, just whatever, just absolutely no care.
Yeah, because we have a bunch of those.
Yeah, and that one was crumbled up already.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll tell you what, if we're all pretty much at top tier health and everything, why don't we, as long as it's cool with you, Tara, because you have been through a lot lately, if you don't mind, we could go back down the stairs and try to finish off that second floor.
Okay. So I'm going to write Scroll of Greater Restoration 2 as far as our inventory keeping, because we had one and now we got 2.
Maybe write X2 just so you know that there are 2 of them.
That's what I've been doing.
Okay, good.
For the invisibility and and then we don't have any private sanctums left.
No, we should still have 1 or 2.
I'm not sure. I know for sure that I had at least 1 more. But that's the one that I gave to Righty. So okay. I'm not sure if we have any left. Tell you what, at some point during the dungeon, in between now and the next game, we'll do maybe a little Facebook chat and we'll get everything together and decide who's carrying them.
Yeah.
I'm going to, I'm starting a little note app with at least our scrolls and potions, because everything wants a scroll and potion apparently.
So I look at Paxton and I'm like, wait, so you had a scroll of greater restoration already?
Yeah, Pobody's nerfed. It's fine.
That's true, I guess. It's just,
hey, we got another one out of it.
Yeah, we did. That's true.
We made a friend. Righty is now a business connection that we can exploit.
Unpleasant.
Use in the future.
Yeah, of course.
Tara gets up and knocks on Righty's door.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh no.
And you hear Righty.
What already? What? I got things to do. What is it?
He opens the door.
Oh, hey, you're back up. Hey, it's good to see you. How you doing?
I give him a big hug.
Oh, don't hurt me. Okay. This is fine. Right. Okay. Nice to see you. Okay, you can put me down now.
All right. Thanks for helping my friends help me.
I'm glad to help you. I'm glad that you're doing better. You just make sure you keep them in line, because how they're not as nice as you are.
Hey, man, Righty, you're gonna be my go-to trader, okay?
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, you got anything for me? I got other stuff I could trade with you.
Not quite yet, but trust me, we're gonna have more. Actually, well, never mind. Sorry, I was going to ask about the featherfall thing, but I realized in character I don't know anything about that, so I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Righty. One last question. Can you
have
identify?
like an exclusivity deal where I only have to deal with this lady? That might be easiest for everybody.
Hey, if she's awake, we'll for sure send her to talk to you instead of us.
Okay. What's your question?
Can you identify things?
Yeah, I can identify things. Yeah, but I'm gonna charge you for it.
How much?
What do you give me?
How about I give you a pearl?
A pearl. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah.
All right.
Give me a pearl.
Because that's pretty much the component cost for doing it. So I hand him a pearl, and I hand him that golden sword.
Okay, right. So you hand him the pearl, and he says, all right, give me just a moment. Give me the sword. And he says,
This is Tara's first time seeing that sword, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess
it
so.
is.
Yeah, it's this glittering sword. He sort of pulls his jacket tighter around his shoulders, his coat, and then he pockets the pearl, and then he holds the sword in his hands and sort of stares at it real intently for a moment. And he says, yeah, okay, so this is interesting. Let's call this a holy sword of radiance. It's pretty nice. It's so like once per day you can like make this radiant sphere of energy, right? And it just keeps emitting, right? You turn it on, it just keeps going. It'll just keep going until you turn it off. But it hurts anything around it, you know. So it's bright. It's pretty tough. This is a pretty nice thing. You want to get rid of it? I take it.
How much would you give me for it?
What do you want? I can see what I got in the old jacket. You know, you never know what you're gonna get. I can check.
Nah, you know what? We've been down this road before, and I'm not really a big fan of your jacket, so I'm just gonna hold on to this.
You know,
sword
it's
for
random,
now.
right? You know, it's a different thing every time. It could be something great.
Yeah, I gather that.
Okay, but yeah, it's a pretty nice sword.
He hands it back to you. So here's what it is. It's a +2 short sword. It inflicts 1d6 radiant damage against fiends with every hit.
In addition to its regular damage?
In addition to its regular damage.
Okay.
This radiant sphere ability can be activated once per day. Once activated, the sword continually emits radiant energy, radiant damage, in a 10-foot radius, 2d6 damage per round.
Does that affect the wielder as well?
It affects anything in that radius. You could just set it. Once you activate it, you could just set it down on the ground, and it's just going to make a sphere of radiant energy. It just keeps emitting.
I wonder if there's some way I can make myself immune to radiant energy, and then I could use that all the time.
It's stopped by stone or metal.
Oh.
It can be temporarily stopped by wood or thick cloth, but it eventually burns through them.
The radiance can be stopped?
Yes.
Okay. I gotcha.
So if you put it up against a wall, it won't, hurt people on the other side of the wall.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Appreciate it, Righty.
Yeah, well, you got anything else you want me to look at? I'll take another pearl. If there's anything else, you got some other magic items you need identified.
Does anybody else have any magic items they found that they want identified?
Yeah. I show him the glowing gem that's pulsating.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Let me take a look at that. So give me the pearl.
All right, here you go.
Right.
So he takes the pearl, puts it in his pocket, stares at the gem.
He says, "Yeah, the coat says. I say it's an Ioun stone. You know what those are? You know the Ioun stones?
No, explain it to me, please.
They're kind of goofy. You know, you look stupid when you use them. But I mean, not you specifically. I mean, like anybody. But the way it works is you like throw it up in the air and it hovers around your head and it does something. This one protects you from psychic damage.
Interesting. Thank you. I ask for it back.
So what it does is if you throw it up, the way an Ioun stone works is it just circles around your head. It just orbits your head. This one will give you resistance to psychic damage, which means you would take half damage rounded down.
Got it.
Does it get destroyed whenever it is used?
Nope.
Or
it just keeps circling and keeps doing whatever. There are Ioun stones that provide strength, Ioun stones that provide other benefits.
so it's a permanent boost.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
However, someone else could knock it away from your head.
Oh, got it.
I once played in a game in which I had a player who had a couple of them, and he chose to wear a giant sombrero to hide them. And they
That's
just
awesome.
orbited inside the sombrero.
That's awesome. Okay.
Anything else? You got anything else you need me to check?
Not
Tara?
for me.
You have anything, Tara?
Not that I can think of.
All right. What do you say we go back down to the Enclave?
Mhm.
Have you looked at all the items in Finn's backpack? Is there anything in there you want identified? Or is this something you want to do over?
Yeah,
Or
I think I'll do
messenger
it in
later?
between games
Okay.
whenever
Yeah,
I
we
can.
might do that.
Okay.
Some of the stuff I'm like, maybe we've used it, maybe we haven't.
Righty says goodbye, shuts the door. What do you want to do now?
I'd say we go back down and finish exploring that that second floor.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so back into the Hall of Scholars, down the stairs. You come back out the stairwell, back into the teleportation room. Where do you want to go?
So we got this glittering sword in one of these two wooden houses that are in that same room that we
agree.
were all in. You want to check that out first?
Yes.
How are you going? Are you proceeding back through the maze?
Yes.
All right, so you go back through the maze, following Tara's directions. You don't encounter your friend Pinocchio.
Oh, as we're walking, can we explain everything that's been going on?
Sure, you keep Tara up to date. You explain the creature you killed. You explain the conversation you had with the weird one-eyed monster. You explain how you ran into Nondal. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you emerge back into the giant cavernous space on the other side of the maze. You head to the north, up to the area with the acid pool, the weird buildings, the weird metal poles stuck into the ground, the one with the Thunderwave room. I believe you actually activated the Thunderwave room, right?
Okay, so Conjuration is the area under this one,
That's
Mhm.
right.
and Nondal said that he'd been there.
Yes.
And so Tara's just trying to get some information from Aster. What did he say about that area, other than there's weird creatures he saw at a distance?
Yes, that there were weird creatures. There was one crawling on the floor. And then there was other ones that I didn't really get a full description of what they're bigger. So there's just a variety of different creatures. I don't know. He didn't say anything about what kind of creature they were.
No.
Like if it was fiend or anything like that.
No. And to be clear, you guys don't actually know what fiends are.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh my gosh, we've never faced a fiend.
Okay.
So as we cross in front of that first wood house where I got the radiant sword from, as I'm passing by, I look at Aster and I'm like, Aster, we in the heat of the moment, I just pocketed this sword as soon as we got it because we heard Tara scream from outside. But we both worked hard to get this thing, and I don't think it's fair that I just grabbed it because I was the one nearest it. So even though I found it and shut it off, you have equal claim to this sword just as much as I do. Are you interested in this sword?
I mean, of course I am, Paxton. Short swords are easily usable for a bard of my skill. But I want you guys to be safe. And I have a lot of, magic on me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie to you. I would love that sword in terms of it allows me to have a magical weapon that I can use on my offhand.
Mm-hmm.
But
Is your whistling rapier magic?
it is.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you could be dual wielding magic short swords.
Yes, basically. But if you feel like you have more, not even more claim, but more use out of this weapon, like you could use it more effectively, then I don't mind leaving it with you, Paxton.
I tell you what, since I already have the mace, this is a fantastic short sword since it's +2, but since short swords are kind of your aesthetic, why don't you hold on to this for a little bit and see how you like it? And if you like it, you can hold on to it. And because everything that we have really belongs to each other anyway, to a degree, right?
That's true. Are you sure about this, Paxton?
Yeah, go for it.
Now, using all this weapon's abilities requires attunement.
Yes, and I'm going to give you the dagger. I know that you don't really use daggers, and it is for Athelflaed.
Is this
but-
Egbert's dagger? Or
No, it's a +1 dagger,
Oh, okay.
but it might help you in battle,
Okay.
just in case.
I actually carry a mundane dagger, so I'll just swap that out for that magic one then.
Yes, because
Okay.
if anything, it will help you. It will help you in battle,
Yeah. All right then.
so I do that.
Plus, I feel like you can probably deliver on its promise a little bit more. It's so cool to watch. I want to see someone else do it justice.
I think you would have done great with it.
So you're going where next? You're near the building where you got the sword from. You want to go over to the next building? Is that what the plan
I
was?
want to take an hour to attune to it if it's okay with everybody.
Okay, you want to take a short rest?
Yes. If that's okay, in the glass room. In the glass room.
Yeah,
So
why
we're
don't
staying-
you attune to it, and Tara and I can investigate
Yeah,
that
they can
other.
explore.
All right, so Aster sits down next to the room where you got the sword from, and Tara and Paxton, especially Tara, who's, I think, impatient with this, walks over to the other building.
Oh, before that happens,
Mm-hmm.
I hand the stone, the Ioun stone, to Tara.
Okay.
I don't want this to ever happen to you again, and I hand her the stone.
Okay. I accept the
All right.
stone. Also, I tell Aster to keep an eye out. You know, if he's going to stand outside the building and shout if you even so much as feel anything in your head.
Yes, I'm actually going to go into that secret room and
Oh,
hide
you're
in
going
a
to go all
corner.
the way around the other side of the place to the glass?
Well, is there
chamber?
any other room? Like, is there that room?
I tell Aster he needs to stay near us.
Okay, I go into the room where the chest was original,
Okay, that's fine. It's right next door.
and I close it.
All right, you go into the little wooden shack up against the wall where the chest with a sword in it was, and you close the door.
Yes.
Tara and Paxton walk up to the other room. It looks the other small shack that's built out of wood here. It looks very similar to the one that the sword was in. You open the door, Tara.
Yes?
All right, inside is another chest.
So, Tara, you weren't around whenever Aster and I got the other chest, right?
Correct.
Okay, so we opened the chest and there was like just blinding light shooting out. So I wouldn't necessarily say the chest was trapped in the traditional sense, more like the treasure that was inside was both a trap and a treasure at the same time, right?
Sounds like it might have been the effect of that sword that was blinding.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if there's going to be some kind of nasty surprise in this chest too.
I mean, if there is, that means a cool magical item.
You know, you're right.
All right, Tara just kicks the chest.
All right, you kick the chest open, and spilling out into the room is this weird greenish, grayish gas. It fills the room and then coalesces into the shape of a spirit floating above this chest.
What the heck?
God.
And it says, oh, it's been so long. Oh, God, please just kill me. Oh, okay, fine. You want some necrotic damage? I'll give you some necrotic damage. Could you just kill me? Please.
What are you?
What
I'm
is
confused.
happening?
What do you mean? You're the ones who put me in here, aren't you? Oh, God.
No, we didn't put you in here.
Well, would you mind getting rid of me then? I'm really tired of being in this chest all the time. Really sucks.
Yeah. What is your purpose being in the chest?
Well, I'm Boran the spirit, and my job apparently is just to sit in this chest. And when one of the wizards opens it, I inflict necrotic damage for their experiments. It's terrible. I'm tired of it.
That sounds terrible.
It's terrible. So if you just please kill me, I would really greatly appreciate it.
I would do that for you.
Really?
Yeah.
You would do that for me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll just stick my neck out here, so just go right ahead.
Oh, I have a question first.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Fine.
Do you know anything about the wand fragments, or has no one came to see you for a while, or?
I can't keep track of time when you're undead like this. You know, it's really pretty awful.
Hey,
But, yeah, it's been a long time. And, yeah, I remember hearing people talking about wands at some point, but, you know, it's hard to keep track of what the wizards are doing. Oh, God, would you please kill me?
well, hey, Boren, I have a cleric here with me.
Uh-huh.
Is any words that you would like him to say or anything for
Lady, I don't even know where my body is. It's just me here. It just really is unpleasant being dead. So, yeah, if you want to say something nice, you could say that I was really good at inflicting necrotic damage, because I've been doing it for long. It's pretty much all I remember doing. So if you would, please, yeah, I would greatly appreciate that.
Oh, okay. So Tara takes out her hilt and lets it expand to a longsword, and she says, "Boren, I'm sure that you have been a great guy and necrotic damage giver." And then she drives the sword into his throat.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
And it just disappears.
That was not a magical item, guys.
Paxton peeks into the chest to see if there was anything in it.
There is a little green lump, like a little mushy green lump in there.
Paxton investigates it.
All right. It looks like a lump of rotten flesh.
Well, I guess we kind of do know what happened to his body. Gross. I pick up the little rotten lump of flesh and I walk out to that little lake over there and I chuck the rotten flesh into the lake and I yell, "Burial at sea."
All right, it dissolves, the acid fizzles, and the lump of flesh disappears.
Wait, isn't there something in that water?
Acid.
Like underneath it?
Oh, you already got it out. That was
Okay.
the Ioun stone.
Oh, yeah, cool. Well, so...
There's a kind of like a second half to the maze that we didn't explore, right?
There are also these buildings. So over to your right, over to the east, there are more ramshackle buildings that are set up against the northeast wall. There are 3 doors, one to the north, one in the middle, and one to the south. And then there are also these 2 tall metal poles with a panel next to them.
Let's go to the middle poles first. I want to go and investigate that lectern that's in front of them.
Okay. Tara does not seem amused by it.
All right, you walk up to the lectern. It's got some switches and dials on it.
I press the switches and dials.
All right, okay, roll a d20. We'll see what happens.
That's a 2.
A 2, all right. So one of the poles starts to hum with energy as you're randomly pressing buttons and turning dials. And it hums and hums and gets louder and louder, and then you hear like a crackling noise.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just goes, and nothing happens.
I think the machine's broke. It must have been broken before we even got here. It's probably fine. Do you want to take a look at it, Tara?
The machine?
Yeah.
Sure. Tara looks at the machine.
All right, you look at it. What do you want to do?
It has some switches. Do they have any labels?
No, they are not labeled.
And when he turned it on, it hummed?
It hummed and got louder and then kind of made a fizzly, crackly noise, and the humming turned off.
Did the poles do anything?
No. I mean, it was the poles that were humming. It was the pole closest to the pedestal that was humming.
Tara says, I think this stuff is useless. I don't know. She hits a switch. I don't know.
Okay, roll a d20.
Okay. 12.
Okay, so the machine starts to hum again, and this time an arc of electricity shoots from the pole closest to you over to the other pole. And then the whole thing powers down again.
I mean, can Tara think of any purpose?
Okay, everybody make an investigation check. Go ahead, go ahead and roll.
16.
13.
I'm not in the room, right?
Oh, right, you're resting.
Is it called the Holy Avenger short sword?
No, it's a different thing. I'll add it to D&D Beyond.
Okay, for now I'll just put a +2 short sword.
That's fine. So, Tara, you're looking around here, and you've heard Paxton talk about what Abjuration is all about. It's about shielding and protection, and you realize that everything over in this area is about inflicting damage. And also, that spirit told you that he just inflicted necrotic damage for experiments. And you realize that this whole area must be for testing ways to resist damage.
So training grounds.
It's training, experimentation. They're just finding different ways to resist damage, and these are the tools they use to inflict that damage.
Oh. I bet these other rooms are going to be real fun. Yeah, I kind of like let Paxton know my thoughts on this.
Yeah, so if you think about the different types of damage that you've seen acid, you've seen slashing, piercing, bludgeoning, you've seen radiant, you've seen
There's thunder from the thunder wave.
Yeah, you've seen thunder damage, you've seen lightning damage, you've seen necrotic damage, and you've seen psychic damage.
Oh,
Oh,
we
him
think
too.
the intellect devour was one of the training things.
Oh, in the little animal room?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're looking for some fire, some freezing. I don't know what else.
Yeah, it's possible there was other equipment in here that's not here anymore, but yeah, that seems to be what's going on.
All right. Well, That makes me a bit more nervous about these rooms, but
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Gotta do it.
Yep, got to.
All right, so you're going to those rooms to the northeast?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Top one first.
Top one first. So you should go to the room to the north. So this room, the door is labeled potion ingredient storage. And you open the door. The room has nothing in it aside from 2 cabinets, one against the northeast wall, one against the southeast wall. The one to the northeast is labeled common, and the one to the southeast is labeled rare.
Investigate.
Okay. So you're just looking around the room?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Okay, so you look around the room, you investigate the room. There doesn't appear to be anything except for these 2 cabinets, and they are unlocked, and you could open them and look inside.
Yeah, that's what I want to investigate.
Oh, okay. All right, well, you look inside. The common cabinet contains various glass jars that are labeled salt, distilled alcohol, granulated sugar, water, celery powder, vinegar, fish scales, and ground almond. The other cabinet contains a variety of weirder ingredients like spider legs, earth elemental dust, umber hulk blood, stone giant fingernail clippings, water elemental essence, wyvern poison, and dried troll flesh.
Well, I don't have any use for any of this stuff, guys.
I take the wyvern poison.
Okay, you take the wyvern poison. Write that down.
Yep.
What else was in there? I mean, I'm not there.
That's it
Gotcha.
for that room. That's when you tell me that you're going to the next room.
We are going to the next room.
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
writing down wyvern
Okay.
poison.
Cool. All right, so you go to the next room, the middle room. This room is filled with glass containers and tubes on a counter, and there are also vials of vibrantly colored liquid and various unidentifiable pieces of equipment. There are also some stools and a cabinet to the east.
Cabinet.
You open the cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 labeled potions inside. One of them is labeled Elixir of Health. One is labeled Potion of Greater Healing. And the last one is labeled Potion of Flying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's safe to say that we grab all 3.
Oh, yeah, totally. It was greater health, healing, and flying.
Elixir of Health, Potion of Greater Healing, Potion of Flying.
Does a potion of flying, can that work for multiple people?
I don't think so.
One person couldn't hold on to the others?
Oh, you could do that.
Okay.
Yeah, but only the one person can actually fly.
Do I know what an elixir of health does?
I don't know. Make an Arcana check.
It's basically just a V8, right?
7.
Ooh, that is a 20.
When you drink an Elixir of Health, it cures any disease afflicting you and removes the blinded, deafened, paralyzed, and poisoned conditions.
So it wouldn't have worked on Tara's
No.
situation?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny because that's the second one we have
Yep,
now.
you have 2 of those.
Yep.
That is pretty good.
Yeah. Well, let's keep this train rolling. Let's
Where to?
let's look at that last room.
The last room to the south. This is a workbench room. It has a long workbench, but it is currently empty. It looks like it's set up to be used for experiments, but there doesn't appear to be anything in here. Looks like it never got used.
Okay.
Interesting.
Now where?
Do you want to explore the top half of that maze that we left unexplored?
Sure.
How long has it been?
It has been an hour now. They pretty quickly plowed through this stuff. There've been no fights or anything. So, Aster, you are attuned to this. What did you detune from?
The Ring of Free Action.
Ah, ooh, okay. That's a pretty useful item.
I know, but it would be that or getting rid of the Whistling Rapier, the Guitar of the Bazaar.
Right.
What am I attuned to? Well, I'm attuned to the mace, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm attuned to the Ring of the Helpful Ally.
Right.
So, Tara, are you attuned to anything?
I am attuned to my Loquacious Locket and my 2 weapons.
Okay. If I don't have anything free,
You don't have a free slot?
you're only allowed to attune to 2 things, right?
3 things.
3 things.
3 things?
So you have a slot.
Okay. Yeah. So Aster.
You see that I'm holding the ring, like I'm looking at it.
What's that one?
Oh, this is called the Ring of Free Action.
Why are you taking it off?
Well, I'm attuning to that weapon you so kindly handed to me,
Yeah?
and I feel like it's only fair to give you something that can be useful in this dungeon. Plus, I mean, if I die, all of these items are your guys' anyway.
And vice versa.
And vice versa.
That's
exactly.
true friendship is raiding each other's bodies when you die.
Yes, exactly.
Tara looks concerned.
And I hand him the ring. I'm like, here, Paxton, you don't even need to ask. This belongs to you now. Take good care of it, because it's the ring that's on my drawing.
Paxton slips it on, and it's on the same hand as his ring of the helpful ally, and he's like, you don't think this looks gauche, do you?
Of course not. You look so stylish.
I'm not really a jewelry guy, but I guess if it helps. All right.
And
All
so
right.
it is an attuning item, so
Yeah, you'll
Keep
need to
that
take
in
an
mind.
hour.
Yeah. Alrighty then.
So where are you headed?
Back to the maze.
Okay, so you go back to the maze doors. So the area that has the maze has the double doors to the south that lead into the maze, and then there are some double doors to the north of that you haven't explored.
Let's go in through that door.
Okay, so you open those doors. As you open those doors,
So glad it's not more maze.
this room is about 50 feet by 50 feet, almost a square. The doors, the iron doors to the west that you opened, open easily. And there's a door over to your left, which is the north, in the corner of the room. And that door opens. As soon as you open those big double doors that you came through, that door over there opens. And you hear a voice coming from the ceiling, and it says,
Thank you for visiting. Come back again soon.
Hello?
That's all that happens.
what was that?
I think we're going for a tour backwards.
Okay.
Just a guess. I don't know. I mean, they just said, thank you
for
for visiting.
visiting.
Like, that sounds automated, right?
It just sounded like a voice coming from the ceiling. It didn't seem apropos of anything. Just when you opened the door on the opposite side of the room opened, and the voice spoke.
I walk all the way through that front door and then let it shut
Okay.
and then open it again.
Okay. Nothing happens.
I
Okay.
opened the back door, the doors we came through.
Wait, I'm sorry. Paxton, you went through this door? This one over here?
No, I'm standing near the entrance of the door I just walked through, and
Okay,
I let
so
that
you're
shut.
standing near the double doors.
Yeah, and then I let it shut, and then I open it again.
Okay, nothing happens. This door stays open. The door to the northeast, the one at the other end of the room, stays open.
Okay.
And you can see through that door, there's another door, but it's closed.
I walk over to that open door and just peek through to see what's in the next room.
Okay. The next room, this room here, the next room is a triangular room. It has a platform in the middle of the room. The south door you come through opens into this triangular room. There's also a door just to your right, but it's closed. The wall on your left makes a 45-degree angle with the walls that are housing those two doors. There's a platform about 10 feet in diameter in the middle of the room, and in the middle of the platform is a 3-foot-tall pedestal with an iron dial atop it. And that's all you see. And as you step into that room, the door on your right opens. So this door over here opens.
I want to investigate that dial on top.
Wait, so the previous room, that 50 by 50 room, it was just empty?
Yep, it's just empty.
Well, actually, before I leave that room, I would be able to tell that the wall on the outside was flat, but whenever I walked through the door, there was a short wall to my right side that seems like it's an extra hallway in this room that I'm assuming I can't get to, like there's no door into that.
You mean this little thing here on the
Yes.
map? Yeah. So yes, as you walk into that first room, the one just above the maze, the one through the double doors, you realize that there is sort of an inaccessible space between the maze and the room that you're in right now. You don't know if there's a secret door or if it's just solid or what.
I want to do an investigation check all along that part of the door, or all along that part of the wall that's butted up against that inaccessible area, and see if there's any type of rock that I can press or a seam that I can pry open or anything like that.
No, there doesn't appear to be any kind of secret entrance that you can find.
Huh.
Can I help him with that roll?
Sure. Yep, you don't find anything.
Okay.
Doesn't mean there isn't anything, but you don't find anything.
Tara, can you find anything on this wall that might open as a secret door?
I'm gonna search all the walls.
All right. Yep, you don't find anything. If there's something there, it's well hidden.
All right, you want to check out that weird iron dial?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tara shrugs.
All right. We all investigate that.
Okay. This dial is on top of this pedestal or platform. This round dial has 3 words printed equally spaced around it. The 3 words are transmutation, divination, and abjuration. And it spins freely, but doesn't seem to do anything.
And it's not currently set to anything?
Correct.
Huh.
There's no arrow that to point to, so there doesn't appear to be any way to set it to anything.
Can I do an arcana to see if it's magical at all?
Sure.
Or at least to see if there's runes or...
Probably not magical.
Okay.
Is there anything else in this room?
Nope, it's empty.
I'm gonna, investigate the walls and stuff, too, here.
The walls, some of the walls show signs of scarring or burning, like something has hit them with flame before. But other than that, you don't see anything.
Hey, Paxton.
Mm-hmm.
What are those other things? You told me abjuration, but
What was it? Abjuration, divination, and what was the other one?
transmutation?
Transmutation. So, if memory serves me right, transmutation is turning one thing into another, like alchemy, like turning rocks into gold, that kind of thing. Bad for the economy. And divination is trying to see the future or trying to see possible futures. It's kind of like a magic version of fortune telling, I guess. I don't know. I don't have any experience with divination, honestly.
Like foresight?
Yes. That is a very good connection to make. I don't know anything about the god foresight, but the word foresight is definitely something that people would associate with divination. Interesting. That makes me investigate the words on the dial one more time, and I'm kind of tracing my finger around the carved words and exploring every surface of this dial to see if there's any extra buttons or anything like that.
So, you think after this careful investigation, you think that Aster is wrong. That, in fact, this is some kind of magical puzzle or something. But you also think that because you're coming through this area from the inside, that whatever is supposed to happen here is not happening. That is, whatever's supposed to happen here probably happens if you come from the outside in. And then if you come through from this side, it just lets you through.
Huh. Well,
That might be a good thing.
Yeah.
What if whatever happens has to do with each of the schools of magic?
That's a possibility.
I put the dial on divination.
Well, there's no thing to set it to. There's no pointer to put the dial toward. It's just like a free spinning wheel or something.
Weird.
Yeah. So there's nothing to reference it to. Whatever it would normally be referenced to is not here right now.
It doesn't have any kind of clicks or anything that
Nope.
you feel it when you spin it.
Nope.
I think we should carry it with us.
Oh, it doesn't come off. Not easily.
So while they're investigating that iron dial in the middle of the room, Paxton's gonna peek his head into that door to see what's in the next room.
This 40-foot by 40-foot room is filled with junk. There are some old chairs with rotting upholstery sitting on a moth-eaten rug. A shelf on the east wall is covered with little knickknacks, a clay pot, a wooden fork, a rusty iron helm, some feathers, and little wooden carvings of some kind of monkey. There's a door to the north that is currently closed, and the doorway you're looking through. And then there's a doorway, and there's an open doorway to the south with no door in it. So it leads to this oddly shaped little room with a nook on one side. It's slightly bigger than 20 feet by 20 feet, and that's what you see.
Paxton wants to explore that room with the little nook in the end.
Okay. It is empty. I'm going to tell you, for the sake of the listeners and for the sake of you, there are puzzles here that you are not doing because you're going through them backwards, right? So, for the sake of radio, there's nothing interesting that's going to happen here.
Okay.
I still want to look at all the individual things and see if there's anything that, strikes me as being personal.
Okay. It's just knickknacks.
Yep. All right. Want to check out the next room?
Okay.
I figure we can make our way through it backwards and then try to go back through it forwards again once we figure out where the start is.
Oh, yeah. It seems a lot easier than going through the maze.
Yeah.
All right, so Paxton, you look into this room that is just north of the room full of knickknacks. This is a 40-foot by 40-foot room that has 2 doors. the one you came in through to the south, and then one that is to the east, and it opens when you stick your head in. At the west of the wall of the room is a bullseye that has been painted on the wall. There's also a line of fading, chipped yellow paint on the floor 5 feet from the east wall, running north to south.
I investigate the bullseye.
Okay. Doesn't look terribly remarkable. It shows some signs of pitting and scarring from something having been thrown or cast at it, but aside from that, you don't see anything interesting in the room.
The bullseye isn't like a switch or anything?
No.
Okay.
You go to the next room, which really is sort of the previous room, but yeah, so you come into this room. It's 40 feet wide by 40 feet wide. 40 feet wide east to west, 30 feet across north to south. This room is bare, aside from the iron door that you came through and a stone pedestal in the middle of the room. There's a polished silver metal ring 10 feet in diameter that is hovering in midair, circling the pedestal about 30 inches off the ground. There are magical torches lighting the walls. And then there is a door on the eastern wall that is closed until Paxton sticks his head in, and then it opens.
I go to the door.
There's a ring?
A metal ring, like a several foot in diameter metal ring floating in the middle of the room.
Not
10
like a
feet in
finger
diameter.
ring or just like a...
Like it's 10 feet in diameter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Troll finger. Okay.
Let's hope the trolls here aren't that big. Paxton just keeps walking and sticks his head into the next room to see what's in there.
Okay.
Great.
You look into the next room. So this is an oddly shaped room. The basic shape of the room is a rectangle, but it has some interior walls in it. This is a side room made of these walls off to the east, sort of carved out of the larger room, and there is a single 20-foot wide wooden door on rollers, like a barn door here. And this door is currently closed, and a sign on the door says delivery drop-off. And then there are some large doors to the south around the corner that lead back into the teleportation circle room. And there's nothing else in here.
I want to move that door on the heavy rollers.
Okay, you move the door on the rollers. It resists being opened. It seems like it's rusted shut on those hinges.
I'm going to help him.
All right, make an athletics check with advantage.
Which one of us?
Either one. Whoever's doing the doing and whoever's doing the helping. Figure it out. Who's helping and who's doing?
Who has more strength modifier?
Yeah, really. How strong are you, Tara?
I'm proficient in athletics.
Okay, Paxton is helping Tara.
Okay.
Okay, 25.
You push the door, it creaks open and makes some unpleasant sounds. It might be hard to close again, but it is definitely open. And this is a 40-foot by 60-foot room. It appears to be made of bare stone, with the following exceptions. There are heavy-duty shelves, probably for holding large or heavy items or packages against the east wall. There's nothing on them, however. There are 5 chests in the room made of wood and steel. One of them, near the door, is open and empty. It appears to be in rough shape, with rotting wood and rusting hinges. The other 4 chests, however, are closed and appear to be in excellent condition. The lock mechanism on the front of each of them appears to be made of gold, and they are arranged in a semicircle facing the door.
I want to open one, but I'd like for you guys to exit the room.
Okay.
I'm just afraid that I'll do something crazy like last time. I'm going to use magic to open it.
Well, you're the expert. Paxton trots out of the room.
Okay.
I use a mage hand and I stay close to the door.
All right, so you're standing pretty much as far away as you can.
Yes.
And using mage hand to try to open one of the nice chests.
Yes, using my... Is it one of them locked?
Well, you're not sure if they're locked or not. You'll have to try opening them.
I try opening it with the
All
hand.
right. Suddenly, the chest comes to life, and a big pseudopod swings around and swats the hand, and misses it. Misses it, so your mage hand is not dispelled, but all 4 of the chests start sort of squirming and flailing around.
All 4 of them?
All 4 of the nice chests.
And I yell, we might want to close the door. And I step out. There's life chests attacking again.
Yeah, you're out of range. There's no way they can get to you.
I have an idea.
Oh, okay.
About how big are those chests?
I tell them.
Yeah, I mean medium-sized creatures. So, they're like 4 feet wide by 2 feet wide, something like that.
Okay, let's shut the door to be only about 3 feet open.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to shoot firebolts at them from the safety of the other room.
Okay.
No one ever said I was brave.
Okay. Sounds good to
Okay.
me.
So basically, you're going to kite them.
Yeah, I'm going to get them all to bunch up near the door and then get kind of clustered in because they can't actually get through the door. Maybe have Tara hold the door shut from the other side or hold it to where it doesn't go farther than 3 feet open.
Okay.
And I'm going to stay out of range of their pseudopods and just shoot firebolts through the crack in the door.
Okay. Well, as you do that, so first of all, you can start throwing. I'm going to assume you're going to do some damage to them.
Mm-hmm.
However, their shape starts to shift, and they change into a chest that could fit through a 3-foot wide door,
Whoa.
and they start moving toward you.
Are they? How
That's
fast
cool.
are they moving?
Their movement speed is only 15 feet.
Okay, let's just kite them then.
Okay.
All right.
I don't have anything.
Oh boy, this is fun.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
you guys
have a-
remember how bad that battle was last time.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, I'm
It's
thinking of the
fine.
puddings, I think.
I mean,
The
I'm
pudding
gonna.
was really bad. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to distract them. I'm gonna cast minor illusion.
Okay.
Okay, and I create a. Okay, I create a chest that looks just like theirs in front of them, to see if they will cover around it.
Okay. They move around this chest.
Darn it!
They're trying to sort of squirm their way around it. They think it's real apparently, but
Oh.
they're trying to get around it.
Okay.
So you're trying to block the door with it? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm
with it?
trying to make them so that they can't
All
come
right.
through. Like
they start
stop.
trying to push it, and then
Ah.
realize it's not real,
Darn it!
and start coming through. We're cutting out a boring combat here in which the party repeatedly fires ranged weapons and spells at the mimics until they're all dead. Because the mimics move a maximum of 30 feet per round if they dash, there isn't really anything they can do to threaten this well-prepared party. Don't worry, you didn't miss anything.
That was very clever, Paxton.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was clever of Aster to think to check.
Oh, true. Very true.
Everyone's smart.
Teamwork. I can't believe we were able to destroy those things.
Okay,
in this
so
way.
that's 400 experience points each.
Each?
Each.
For doing nothing.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's a clever solution.
Yeah.
400.
Mm-hmm. What next? You are now in the teleportation room. You have made it through the doors that lead out of that puzzle side of this area above the or north of the maze.
All right, well, do you want to explore the other door from the teleportation room and figure out what the last unmapped parts of that maze are?
I mean, not really.
No?
I don't care so much about the maze part.
I feel like we need to start trudging along.
I would like
Yeah.
to check that that other side of the stairwell. And I guess we can like go through this thing or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna go to the stairwell, we might as well go through the maze.
Sure.
Now that we know the map layout of it.
Although I would argue that it does not seem that anything is in this room.
That's why I was.
Just puzzles. Eh. Sarah.
I've had my fill of puzzles.
Yeah, it seems like you probably had to solve the puzzle to get to the next room, but if we went through it backwards, then that's the
think-
true answer to the puzzle.
Yes.
It's just to do it wrong and destroy the GM's plans.
Mike says we're not wrong.
No, I mean, it was designed for you to do either one, so it's fine.
So, are we gonna go to the stairwell? The other side?
Suppose are we going down a floor then, or is there more on this floor to explore?
I say we go to that stairwell.
Okay, you go to the stairwell, the one that you used to reach this floor, the main stairwell. What do you want to do there? Are you heading down to the next floor?
I want to go. No, I want to go see the other side. That
Oh, okay.
that room where he said he talked to Nandel.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, and I informed them that the circle, can keep people from entering your thoughts. It's a good place to have a private conversation.
Okay.
I just want to investigate the rest of the room because I mean
Yeah.
we heard about the room, but I
Yeah.
mean,
Okay, so as I said before, it's a large room with many crates, barrels, and chests and other containers, some empty shelves. There's that weird platform on wheels, 10 feet in diameter, the portable private sanctum. There's also some other stuff scattered around the room if you want to search.
yeah.
Let me pull everyone's bonuses up here. All right, Tara and Paxton, here's what you find searching. Aster, you don't really find anything that they don't find.
Okay.
You find mostly the room has been looted, but you do find 10 large iron ingots, which are not terribly valuable, but could be useful if someone wanted to do some metalworking. A stonemason's toolkit, a carpenter's toolkit, and an open crate that contains a disassembled table. And that is it.
Between these toolkits and the jeweler's toolkit we found before, you might have a backup plan if the whole adventuring life doesn't work out for us.
We can take up so many trades.
Yeah.
So I say it's time to talk frozen area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now.
Can we enter the circle, all three of us, of the portable?
Yes, you can all stand inside the portable private sanctum.
I asked them if we can all stand in the circle.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
All right. You stand on the portable private sanctum. It doesn't feel any different.
I feel like if Nandel the Nimble is correct, in this room, no one can enter our thoughts in this circle, meaning we can talk freely. What are we doing about Pinocchio? He's going to keep following us around, and we don't know where he is when he does that.
On the one hand, he seems like he could be helpful if we could feed him cheap scrolls to find us the good things. But on the other hand, I feel like he's probably going to eat up any of the good stuff that we might find, up to and including the wand.
Yes, I don't want him to get to that, but he also says it's too cold. Does the wand fragment continue to emanate that cold even when it's moved around?
If it's too cold for him, it's probably too cold for us.
Yes.
And if we find a way to make it not cold by putting it together, I suspect at that moment he would try to engulf it.
Yes, we need to be careful. We can't really trust Pinocchio. He's a liar.
Yes.
I know liars.
I gathered. He does not seem like a very trustworthy individual.
I'm pretty surprised you guys made friends with him.
I mean, I'm friends with everyone until they give me a reason not to be, but this guy's given me reasons not to be.
I like to be friendly, but it's better to keep your enemies close.
Yeah, and it's, I don't know, he says he used to be a wizard, but now look at him, like, I don't know. Part of me feels like I would be doing him a favor to put him out of his misery, but the other part of me thinks that that's just looking for excuses to do the easy thing.
Well, we can agree that Pinocchio was obsessed with acquiring power and magic, and through this process became this creature. He's not going to stop until he's taken down, but I don't know if that's something we need to do now or later.
Is he following us through the rest of this place? Because I haven't seen him.
He contacts us when he wants to. I was lucky that I spotted him last time. I don't know how he will continue to approach us in the future. I don't know how much he actually trusts us, or if he was providing a facade that he trusted us, but really he's trying to play the game, just as we are.
Well, let's say this. Let's not go hunting for him or anything, because that'd be wasting time that we don't seem to have a whole lot of.
Exactly.
Let's just say that if he comes into contact with us again, the secret word is going to be, or the secret phrase is going to be, Pinocchio, we need to have a little talk. And at that point, if any of you hear me say that, or any of you say that, you know that,
It's going down.
yeah, it's time to roll initiative.
You've got it. All right, let's continue. Just keep your wares about you.
Don't say it on accident.
Yeah.
So where are you headed now?
Oh, no, we still need to have a plan, because how are we going to touch this thing? Right? We have to get the fragments. Like that one before, we know where it is, so we left it where it is, but we can't just, like, continue to leave them.
Were we able to pick it up last time?
No.
We didn't attempt to.
I'm thinking maybe if we have something that's hot enough to hold it, maybe it will counteract the effects of the cold. Or maybe not, I'm just thinking.
Your mage hand. It can't be heavy.
It's
you tried
not,
using
but
the mage hand and it dispelled
yeah,
it.
that's what I was going to say. Yeah, it disappeared.
So last time wasn't the wand fragment just sitting on, like, a countertop or something?
Yes. But it freezes everything in its contact.
Yeah. Interesting. And I'm assuming that's probably magical ice, which is a bit harder to deal with.
I don't know what the plan is. I thought venturing down would find us some kind of item or a way that we could bring it up.
Yeah.
Do you think a magical item like the sword can keep or your vampirism mace, or my rapier, or your any blade. Maybe we could hold at the end of it and maybe keep its effects away.
Maybe. Righty, whenever he gave us those scrolls, they came in a scroll case, right?
Yes.
I bet a scroll case would be a good thing to hold a wand fragment in. And I think I have some rope in my adventurer's kit.
Do I have the scroll case?
I assume if you took the scrolls, you took the scroll case. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, we could try.
Let's transfer the other Greater Restoration scroll somewhere safer with the rest of our scrolls. And I'm going to tie some rope to the scroll case and to my mace.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can, basically create, a little hobo pack, stick it off my shoulder.
Do you want to try this now?
Yeah, I guess we're going to have another issue, though, of how are we going to get it in the scroll case?
I will say, we could kind of do like what you did with the sword and just try and do it real quick.
Before it dispels my mage hand, I don't know how...
Yeah, you could try to swat it.
I meant with my hand.
Oh.
Oh.
Or you could just whack it with a broomstick or something.
Yeah, I can grab an item with the mage hand and whack it like a baseball. And
Yeah.
we don't know what that is.
Just tip it off the shelf with your sword like a cat knocking a vase off of a ledge.
Yeah, into your
Well, we
container.
don't know. Let's go find the thing, see where
Yeah.
it is, and we'll
Yeah.
plan how to hold it then.
And then
Yeah.
I have where
Good
some
plan.
of them are. What's the closest one to us?
The closest what?
The closest shard.
So he told you there was one to the west on this floor. If you remember.
Yeah, the one that's
Yeah,
holding back
west
the
of
floods.
by the frozen gnome.
Right.
So let's go to that one.
Yeah,
Okay. How are you getting there? You going back through the maze?
maze.
The fastest possible way.
No, let's go
Maze.
through the long way and find the rooms that are still undone.
Okay.
So you go through the maze. All right,
Yeah.
you wander through the maze. Are you making perception checks to see if you can spot your friend Pinocchio?
Wait. Paxton wants to look at the undiscovered parts of the maze, so let's do that.
Oh, okay. You want to do the okay. All right. You poke around the maze.
And Tara's like filling in her map of the maze.
So you poke around the maze to uncover the last few corners, and Tara completes her map. But you don't see anything exciting. It's pretty boring at this point now that you've got it mapped out.
Got it.
Okay.
And okay, none of you spot your friend Pinocchio, but Aster, you do hear Pinocchio's voice in your head, and he says,
Charming me was not very friendly. Charm is not a good way to make friends. But I'll overlook it. I'll be your friend.
I appreciate that, Pinocchio. It's that at that time we weren't sure if we could trust you, but we definitely trust you now.
Did you bring me anything?
Not yet. We haven't delved deep enough into the
But
dungeons.
I'm so hungry.
Don't worry. We'll get you something soon.
all right, so you make it through the maze. You head out the west side of the maze. Across from the exit is that door with the ice around it and the dead gnome.
All right.
Is there any way that I can modify Firebolt to where it's slower and basically just like a constant heat source?
No, but you could hit just off center if you don't want to apply too much heat to a particular spot.
Yeah, I'm just machine gunning it, trying to melt the top surface of ice.
Around the gnome or the door or what?
Let's do the gnome first.
Okay, so you target the gnome. It has a thin layer of ice around it. You could remove the gnome from the ice now if you wanted to.
All right, and I want to investigate the body.
Okay. Yeah, you've looked at the corpse before. The corpse appears to have been a garden gnome. It has not decayed as much as you might expect, probably due to the intense cold and the lack of scavengers here. The small bearded figure wears a strangely blank expression with its mouth slightly agape.
Nothing in its pockets or any kind of identification.
No, it doesn't seem to have anything on it except its tattered clothing.
Do you want to try the...
It's just lying there in front of the door.
Is the shard still frozen?
The door is.
Door is
The
frozen.
door is frozen.
Yeah, I turn my attention to the door and start
Okay.
firebolting it.
Okay. You firebolt the door, warm it up a little bit. You blast it with firebolt a few times, and it does open. You open the door, right? Yes? Okay, you open the door. This was once a comfortable foyer, but it is now a ruined, frozen mess. 5 feet from the door is a pedestal, and atop it is a small white cylinder, perhaps an inch long. You can feel waves of cold flowing from this cylinder, emanating in every direction. Another 5 feet from it is a wall of water frozen in place. You can't tell how thick it is, but you can see frozen fish in it, as well as furniture and a rug sort of floating in this ice.